Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm Tiffany, a retired librarian turned homeschool mom, and yeah, the background looks different. I cleaned the office yet again. I'm actually waiting on a background, so we're gonna switch up. So you're not seeing my messy office, which hopefully will not continue to be messy, but nonetheless, hopefully that will be changed in the next coming weeks. But nonetheless, in this video, we're going to be continuing with Frozen. We're going to be doing Frozen 2. So this is Forest of Shadows. It is Kamilla Benko is the author of this. So from what I can gather, this happens right before the beginning of the film Frozen 2. So this is kind of interesting. This is definitely a ghost story, and very, very fantasy, and very kind of scary fantasy. So in this story, we get a glimpse of how Elsa is kind of struggling. She's not very good at, what is the term here that I am looking for? Letting people help her with her work. She is taking on ruling the country all by herself, and she is not letting anybody help, even though Anna can help, Kristoff can help. Both Kai and Gale, at least I think that's the name of the, yes. Gale's actually the snow creature, but again, I cannot find her name, but nonetheless, the couple who live in the castle, who've been with the family for a long time, are willing to help. But it starts off with Anna having a nightmare about being attacked by a wolf. And that is a big part of this story. This wolf eventually materializes and it starts with a lot of the animals in the village falling asleep, only pretty much going into a coma. So it's like all the animals start going into comas everywhere. And then a lot of the people start going into comas because of this wolf. And I believe the same goes for Kristoff as well. So Olaf, Anna, and Elsa are wandering through this. This is when Anna finds the secret room in the library that her parents, that you learn about in the book on her parents. You can check out my video on that. I can't even remember. It's dangerous something. But nonetheless, Anna finds it. Her sister finds out. She's digging around in there. She's like, it's full of magic book. Don't mess around in here. There's a reason this is locked up. Basically, it's Elsa's working so hard. She doesn't want to try to protect her sister from whatever the heck her sister is getting her nose into now. But Anna takes a book out of there. And she also finds notes that her mother wrote in this book. So when everybody starts falling asleep and they're being chased by wolves, she takes her down to the kitchen and there's a secret passage. And they go in and they find a dragon boat. So we're going back to kind of the historical Vikings where they were buried in a ship. No, they were not set on a ship and set on fire. That was fictional. But they were buried with their ships. That is a factual thing that Vikings, that the Vikings were buried in. Now the Vikings are, brief history, the Vikings are a job title. They're not a people. So the Norwegians, the Viking culture, basically the raiding culture, did with their high-ranking leaders. So they would bury them with their ships. Then they are again still being chased by this wolf. Elsa can't freeze it, can't block it. They finally get to the trolls. I think they can't, the trolls are asleep. Then they get help from another magical people. So I'm guessing these are very similar to elves. And granted, Anna has this book, so she's looking at these mystical creatures. They send them off to find this gentleman who specializes in myths. And they finally get to him. It's like, this is nonsense. It's not real. But then he starts talking about dreams. And they start looking at some of the books and talking about how this specific creature has to do with dreams and nightmares. And then apparently this thing can possess people. So they're off running again. Elsa's possessed by it. And Anna realizes, along with, of course, the help of Olaf, and they start talking about her nightmares and her dreams. Let me get further into this book. It's been a couple of days since I watched this. She keeps having nightmares, and they get to Orkin. Of course, Orkin helps them. That's where they learn more information. Is, of course, our trading post, Orkin. He's very useful. And they have Sven with him. So is Kristoff with them in this? He might be. Thought he was... Oh, and that was there's the other part. Part of this, and Anna's nightmares is going back, is Elsa's going off on a tour to kind of neighboring kingdoms, and Anna wants to go with her, and she doesn't know why her sister was kind of pushing her away, and then she finds a note that is essentially left by one of the, I think his name is Wall, but he's a member of their people, and I think he's part of obviously the castle's staff. And it's a letter saying that while she's gone, Elsa's giving all her powers of ruling to Anna. So Elsa's not pushing her sister away. She's trusting her sister to take care of things while she's away. So that's kind of, and Anna realizes this. And Anna realizes what to do. And it's her nightmares. Essentially, that's what this creature is. And that's what this story is all about. They were taught by their father, not in a bad way, to how to handle their nightmares. It's like a typical parent. It's like your child has a nightmare, and you give them ways to handle the nightmare, in many ways almost suppress it. It's not intentional. It's a typical parent thing of your kid is waking up having a nightmare to help them calm down. Unfortunately, in this magical world, they're suppressing their nightmares, and they keep growing and growing and growing, and they burst out with this thing. So Anna gets over her nightmare, which of course has to do with Elsa abandoning her. Not surprising. We still have issues with that, though she doesn't completely get over her fear of Anna also abandoning her, as we see in the full Frozen 2 film. But then she realizes the wolf is still around. It can't hurt her anymore. But Elsa still has nightmares. And Elsa hasn't had nightmares in years. So it's gotten pretty bad with her. So, she has to, let me see here. Yeah, it's Elsa's nightmare. Now, at first they think they need to get this sword of this king who's in a ship. Only it doesn't work. That's the other part. But then they realize it's the nightmare. And let's see. What on earth is Elsa's greatest fear? Oh, that she'll fail. That she's a bad queen. That is her issue. That is her nightmare. And again, this is going to reach back to when she was a child and she has her magical powers. And it's like, I'm going to screw up. And she's still struggling as a queen because she refuses to delegate. There's the word I was looking for. She refuses to get other people to help her. So she refuses to delegate things to others. And Anna helps her realize this. So it's like, you're an amazing queen. And she helps her sister realize that she needs to delegate things. It's like, this can be handled here. This can be handled here. We can handle this. So that is the basis of this story. And it ends, and it ends like a month later. It's the fall. So it doesn't happen right before, but it happens not too long thereafter. And this is when Anna instigates trying to make Elsa relax that family game night, which apparently is something they did when they were young, and doing charades and stuff. So that's what you see in the beginning of Frozen 2. That is where this idea came from and how it came to be. So, and they still talk a little bit about the nightmare. And Anna has another nightmare, only it's like this is just a dream, and she lets it be. And this is when she catches Elsa out, and we have the whole Elsa singing about spirits and the entire village shaking. And that's how this book ends. So it ends pretty much right before the film Frozen 2 happens. So this is an interesting book. You get a little bit more folklore. You figure out where you learn how you learn a lot about Elsa's insecurities and how Anna is still afraid her sister is going to leave her. So you see a little bit more into their relationship between when Elsa becomes queen and they open up the gates, and Frozen 2. So, and where Family Game Night comes from, but you see how Elsa's really struggling with being queen and not really delegating, and you kind of get a little bit more background and explains why she's not happy being queen. She accepts it's her duty. She doesn't hate it, but she doesn't feel right. So it's very difficult for her to not be in control and to let other people take charge. So you get a little bit more of the background. It is a very interesting story. It is a bit of a horror story. So again, you're dealing with them being chased by a giant wolf on the regular throughout most of it, and it taking over people's bodies. So if your kids have fear issues, this is not the book for them. Let me see how long this is. Get back. Stupid thing. And yes, I'm reading this digitally because it's difficult to read. Forest of Shadows. Go back into here. See how long this is. All right. So this is about 275 pages. So again, this is definitely kind of why I wouldn't consider on the longer side. It's kind of a midway book. So similar to a lot of these are late elementary and beyond. Hopefully that's my husband sneezing. Hopefully you're not hearing my child talking in the background. This is 7 o'clock at night. So I'm just trying to get some of these done. So great book, definitely for the later elementary and beyond. As an adult, I enjoyed it, but this is a scary thing. This is definitely more of a ghost story. So, which seems to be very common. You can check out my video that I think I did earlier in the year that takes place not too long after the end of Frozen 2, where you're dealing with an actual ghost story. This is more nightmare monster thing. So if you like what you see, be sure to like and subscribe. I think I have one more book to cover with Frozen. And then next year we're moving on to U.S. history through the eyes of American Girl, and which basically is 9, 10-year-old girls. So like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you.